Hello and welcome back to Valley Farm for Lunar New Year Racing. It is a big night for the club with all the usual cultural festivities, and let's hope the racing is just as good. The rail remains in the 5 metre position from last week. And speaking about last week, Jared, it was a great week. You got your best bet up, and we also got the quaddie home.
Yeah, great start to the year that was, Benny. We kicked off very, very well there. Here's hoping we can carry that through this week and, of course, the rest of the Autumn Carnival here at the Valley as well.
Well, race 5 is a very special race. It is the ACJC 888 Sprint. The number 8 is a very lucky number amongst the Chinese community. Who goes on top here?
Yeah, very unique race over the very unique trip here as well. Pretty standout top pick here, in my opinion, Benny. It is the number 1 Spear. Now, just the 3 race starts to his name so far, but he was only denied by a pretty good Berezga on debut there at Caulfield Heath last month, well, in December, I beg your pardon. And he's since been very, very dominant in races at Mornington and Cranberra. I think he's only going to improve into this race. I think it's the next logical step for him to take as well. So with him on top, I think there's 2 dangers. In the quaddie will also include number 2, Pano's Pride, and number 7, El Peeb Dioro.
Race 6 is the Melbourne Shop Fitting Handicap over 1,500 metres. And I do think the favourite here in number 5, Tomba, does look an easy enough bet. You just have to forgive his last start performance, but he started $2.80 there at Flemington, and he comes back in grade here and keeps Blake Shin on board. His 2 wins at Kembla Grange prior were both fantastic, and each of them rated well. So he only really needs to be getting back to that sort of form, and he's the one to beat. In the quaddie, I also put in It's Cuckoo Shima, number 4, Eskimo, number 8, Steve's Way, number 9, Escadia, and number 10, the Marg Factor.
Race 7 is the Evergreen Turf Handicap contested over the mile, and I've put the consistent stylish on top for Mike Maroney and Glenn Thompson. Now, he's turned in some pretty fine performances this time, in my opinion. He was a very easy winner out at Bendigo when resuming, of course, and I thought he was pretty tough into second behind Smokin' Princess at Flemington last time out. I really love that he's been kept up to the mark with a trial since that performance, and I think that this is absolutely a perfect race for him. In the quaddie, we're also going to include number 10, Charming Deal, and number 11, Unthinkable.
Race 8 is the Baumgartner's Handicap over 1,200 metres, and this is a cracking way to close the card. It's a benchmark 70, and we get to see the return of a very exciting galloper named Acid Wash, who does wear the lucky number 8 saddlecloth here. The big query is he's 240 days off the scene with muscle soreness, but we know he's got plenty of class, and this does look a lovely kick-off point. He maps well from barrier 6, and the last time we saw him, he won brilliantly on the Sunshine Coast, as you can see in this replay. And then going back in his form, he ran at the Valley, he started a $1.50 favourite, and he ran second to Sox Nation, who ended up winning a Group 1. So I think that's the form line. Hopefully he's forward enough to win. In the quaddie, number 3, Fishing Goes In, loves the Valley. Number 4, Overactive, and number 9, Judicial, is the one to run down. Well, Jared, that is 5 to 8. Give us a best bet. You have been flying with them.
Thank you, Benny. I appreciate the rev up. Look, we're going to get into it nice and early this week. Race 1, number 2, Star Rapper. Now, he's only made the 1 appearance of the races so far, but I thought he was pretty eye-catching up there at Pakenham. Very game in defeat that day. Of course, he's open to plenty of improvement for that hit out, and the booking of Blake Shin this week obviously doesn't hurt his chances either. Race 1, number 2, Star Rapper.
Well, that's all we have time for on Valley Farm. We'll be back here same day, same time next week.